Another sweltering night here at Fireman's Field. The Cannons with an important late season game, as they all are right now, as they welcome in the Front Royal Cardinals. Howdy, baseball fans. Jeremy Huber here with TJ D'Onofrio. TJ, the Cannons coming off a tough loss last night. The Bats, as they have as of late, struggled a little bit in that 3-2 loss.
Absolutely, and we've been talking about it here all day today, that the Cannons batting has been struggling so much. It's been hurting the team. The pitching's been great, the defense has been great, but there are games we haven't been able to get more than 2-3 hits, and you can never win a baseball game without the runs. You can't win without the hits. You need to step it up if you want to win a game. So tonight's a big turning point for the Purcellville Cannons. It could happen. If we have a good batting night, it could turn around the entire season, the rest of this postseason. But it could also, if we have a bad one, it could turn it into just crumbling after and falling. So tonight could be a monumental game for momentum and for just the way, the mentality each person brings to each at-bat. So we'll see what happens tonight after, like you said, a very tough loss just last night.
Against Newmarket, a 3-2 walk-off defeat. A win last night would have had them one game back of Strasburg. Really going into the final week of the season, they will see the Express one more time. That'll be down at Strasburg on Sunday, July 21st. So trying to make sure they are within striking distance of the Express when they get to that contest. A win tonight would be huge toward that quest. We pause quickly for our national anthem.
Singing the national anthem tonight is Bridget Cook. She's a singer-songwriter who loves to perform locally. Bridget grew up in Leesburg, taking music lessons from Shamrock Music Shop right here in Purcellville. She has an album of original music on Spotify and Apple Music. She has performed at many of the wineries, breweries, and distilleries in our local area. For more information about Bridget, visit bridgetcook.com. That's BRIGITCOOK.com.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Heck of a national anthem by Bridget Cook. Almost time for baseball here at Fireman's Field. Cannons and the Cardinals. We'll see if Purcellville can get back on the winning track after last night's loss to Newmarket. With your starting lineups in this one, here's my partner, TJ D'Onofrio.
Thank you so much, Jeremy, for your we'll do the batting order first. For the batting order for the Cardinals, leading off is Chandler Ketchup, number 11, the center fielder. After that, the catcher, the all-star catcher, number 12, Brody Popple. The shortstop, number 7, Jimmy King. DHing tonight, number 35, Kyle Kohler. Third base, number 32, Letty Alvarez. At first base, number 38, Macho Santiago. At left field, number 14, Cooper Milford. Right fielder, number 8, Van Coughlin. And second baseman, unknown number, Thomas White. And for your Purcellville Cannons, in left field, Lincoln Pack. In center field, number 9, Jaquan Smith. Right field, number 99, the walk master, Caleb Freeman. At third base, Jake Slade. Shortstop Shin Inouye. Second baseman will be Ski Kono. David Sorg playing first tonight. Catching will be Gavin Brayland. And pitching tonight is Sota Inden.
Thank you much, TJ. Sota Inden, the pitcher from Japan, the right-handed thrower, as a 5'10 sophomore 180-pounder out of Sussex County Community College, ended on the season 0-1 record, 3 ERA, 4 games, all starts, 15 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 11 hits. His last outing, probably his worst of the season, as he took the loss, pitched just 2 innings as he allowed 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 3 in that 8-2 loss to the Strasburg Express back on July 8th. So we'll see what Inden can do tonight. Right now, the Cannons losing some pitchers as we get deeper into the season. Of course, the draft over the last few days has kind of shaken up some rosters throughout summer baseball. It's a trickle-down effect. Cannon's going to need the rest of their pitchers who are here to pitch their best. We shall see what Inden can do tonight. CJ told you, Chandler Ketchup, the center fielder, is in the box, and we are almost ready for baseball here at Fireman's Field, as it looks like there is a player getting ready to get into the bullpen. That's why they are holding up play. And we are ready to go, I think, as the guy's taking his good, sweet time about it.
You know, but while we have time, you just mentioned the draft. I want to say congratulations to former Cannon this year, Victor Figueroa.
Here's the pitch, misses outside. Go ahead, TJ.
Former Cannon now in the 18th round, drafted by the San Diego Padres. He is now signed to them, and he will be playing for them this upcoming year, or their minor league teams this upcoming year.
Here comes the 1-0. That's hit the other way. Count goes to 1-1.
Got drafted as a first baseman. You know, we just couldn't be more proud to see like Cannons showing that this is a team that can lead people to the professional level. Couldn't be prouder for Victor.
A few more former Cannons drafted over the last few days. Brooks Capel as well. Here comes the 1-1, as that'll be grounded foul. So count goes to 1-2. Now, we mentioned that good, sweet time. That's not just me and TJ being impatient. There is a time element. There is a cell really at this point over the mountains kind of coming this way fast.
Yeah.
As here comes the 1-2 from Inden, and that'll be swung on and missed for strike 3. So a strikeout to open things up for Sota Inden as Chandler Ketchup goes down swinging.
That's the best way to start a game for a pitcher. Not a single ball was put in play. Not a single ball felt like it was going to be dangerous. Just 3 or 4 great pitches there. And a couple other guys, former Cannons, that also got drafted. It all will continue in just a moment.
Here's Brody Popple, an all-star in the Valley this year with ball 1.
He was actually the starting catcher in the All-Star game as well. But the players, Rocco Reed, Smokin' Joe is from
Vigatsky.
JMU, Joe Vidowski, and that's it from the Cannons. But just a big shout out to all those guys.
That swung on and missed for a strike. As count goes to 1-1. Yeah, Joe Vigatsky, starter for the Cannons for a few years. Did some good relief work for JMU as that'll miss outside for ball 2. Actually was their closer for the Dukes, I believe. In a good league, obviously, as you know, the Sun Belt. Quality.
I got to root against him a couple times.
Maybe the best mid-major conference. At this point, maybe as a high major at this point. As that'll be flared out to left center field. Coming in is Pack, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Back to the weather, and there's a cell coming this way. And the way it's moving, it's looking like maybe 5 or 6 innings unless it dissipates, which always in this area of Virginia, because of those Blue Ridge Mountains, is always a chance it breaks up. But right now, hopefully, this game will be played at a quick pace and get at least 5 in. Cannons have basically missed out on 2 wins because they couldn't get to an official game, as this will be in there for a strike to Jimmy King. 0-1 count. I believe this year their last game against Woodstock a couple days ago. Also had one earlier in the year against Newmarket where they were basically outs away, won a game, one pitch away from getting the win, and didn't get the official game in, as that will miss for ball one. As behind home plate tonight, it's Matt Martin, Paul Wills down at first base, and John Martin is at third. So 1-1 count as Inden will deliver, as that will be hit foul. I believe we have a Japanese baseball scout here tonight.
We do.
And, of course, the Cannons with a nice contingent of players from Japan. So I'm sure all those guys would love to have good performances tonight. Inden trying to lead the way on the hill. Here's the 1-2, and that is in the dirt, but swung on by King as he's rung up by Matt Martin after the tag applied by Gavin Braylon. Cardinals go 3 up, 3 down, top of the first. We go to the bottom of the frame. No score here in Purcellville. The Thrills. Valley League Baseball is back, and the Purcellville Cannons would like to thank their sponsors for the 2024 season. Cannons Baseball is brought to you by The Pub, with locations in both Purcellville and Ashburn, and Catoctin Creek Distillery in the heart of downtown Purcellville. Cannons Baseball is also brought to you by Carrington Homes, Fairfax Coin, Ridge Performance, Valley Drilling, Affinity Hair, Caseco, Lowers Risk Group, Lava Technologies, UPP, T-Mobile, Savage Pest Warfare, and Valley Energy. Thanks again to all the fine sponsors of Purcellville Cannons Baseball. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, find out more at PurcellvilleCannons.com. The Thrills. Here's the 1-0. Slade rocks it out to left field. This one going back. Will it stay in the park? It will not. And the Cannons walk it off. The excitement.
He kicks, fire, swinging to strike three. And you can put socks on that big gold trophy
of Valley League Baseball. Check out Valley League action all summer long, culminating in the Valley League Championship Series in late July and August. The Valley Baseball League. Check it out today. Back at Fireman's, bottom of the first inning, no score in the top of the frame with your lineups. Here's TJ.
For the Cardinals, Cooper Milford in left field, Chandler Ketchup at center, Van Coughlin in right, Letty Alvarez at third, Jimmy King at shortstop, Thomas White at second, Macho Santiago at first, Brody Popple at behind the plate, and Andrew Ruggieri pitching. For the batting order for your Cannons, second baseman Ski Kono, Shin Inouye, Caleb Freeman at third, Lincoln Peck at fourth. RJ Furcall DHing tonight, Jaquan Smith, Jake Slade, David Sorgan. To round out the lineup to clean up is Gavin Braylon.
Thank you much, TJ. And you mentioned Andrew Ruggieri, a guy whose pitching has been limited this year, as a bit of a two-way player, more of a hitter this year out of the University of Pennsylvania, as it'll be taken for a strike by Ski Kono. But Ruggieri, the left-handed pitcher out of McLean, Virginia, 5'10 junior, goes to UPenn. Here comes his 0-1 as that breaking ball is in for strike two. Here's the pitch, and that breaking ball will be popped up on the left side of the infield. Alvarez toward the line and makes the grab for out number one.
Next up, the shortstop from Kansas State University, number 11, Shin Inouye.
Shin Inouye having a great season so far for the Cannons. Still leads the league in RBIs.
Yeah, he has put on heck of a season so far as he stands in on the left-handed side of the box. Here's the lefty-on-lefty matchup. That'll miss outside. Now, Shin's walk-up song, which if you don't listen closely, you think it's in English. Actually, the lyrics are in Japanese, I believe. Here's the 1-0, as that's going to miss outside. Funny story. Lauren Fulton, who does so much here for the Cannons, a couple days ago, I believe she was asking somebody, like, are those lyrics in English or in Japanese, or am I going crazy? And someone's like, they're in Japanese, 2-0 pitch, that'll miss outside. So she was good to hear for her that she wasn't actually like having an aneurysm or something and mishearing everything.
Yeah.
So
there's a wrestler that uses that as their walk-up song, right? Isn't that what you told me in the beginning? Or
I'm not sure, as that's going to miss inside for ball 4. So yeah, maybe somebody else told you that. I know normally the wrestling-related content comes from me, but
no,
in that one, I don't think it was me.
There was some song in the very beginning of the year that one of the Japanese players uses their walk-up, and it was a wrestler song.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was that song or a different one.
It was definitely not that one.
Got it.
Here's the pitch as Caleb Freeman down to third base, over to second for 1. He'll get the out there, and safe at first base, as Paul Wills said that Freeman beats it out, so the fielder's choice keeps the inning alive as Lincoln Pack will come to the plate as Inoue retired at second base.
I mean, that would have been a great play there by Jimmy King. An off-balance throw on your back foot, getting him out at first. That would have been impressive.
Well, the inning continues as here's the pitch to Pack, who will hit it the other way. Could be trouble as that one's falling, and it will fall in for a base hit. Freeman over to third base, throw over, and almost gets away from King, but he's able to corral it. And now Cannon's at the corners with 2 outs as R.J. Furcall coming to the plate.
Furcall, as we said in the very beginning, struggled. He wasn't very comfortable with seeing all these pitches. He's just 18. He's fresh out of high school. Throughout this season, we've seen him become more and more comfortable in that batter's box and become a great hitter for the Cannons.
Last night was 0 for 2, but did have 2 walks. So RJ seeing the ball well, throw for a Pack leaning the wrong way, but he'll get back. At last play, Santiago really didn't give chase to that ball. Now, it ended up dropping a little deeper than we thought it would, but again, normally at first baseman will give a chase a little bit as here comes the pitch, and that will be fouled off, so the count goes to 0-1. Seen for call against lefties this year, go the other way with it. Of course, his father, one-time National League Rookie of the Year, longtime Major Leaguer Rafael Furcall. He is back with the Cannons, coaching first base tonight. He's seen Coach Furcall here a bunch this year, so glad to have that Major League knowledge around. Here's the 0-1 as RJ the other way, and he flares it in for a base hit. That'll bring in a run. Pack going around. They will throw one toward third base. He gets in the throw, and now Furcall will get in the rundown, trying to draw a tag, and he will be out at first base. So Furcall went a little bit too far. Pack really wasn't paying attention. Didn't have a chance to break toward home, but the Cannons do get 1 run. After 1 complete, it's Purcellville 1 and Front Royal 0. Valley League Baseball is back, and the Purcellville Cannons would like to thank their sponsors for the 2024 season. Cannons Baseball is brought to you by The Pub, with locations in both Purcellville and Ashburn, and Catoctin Creek Distillery in the heart of downtown Purcellville. Cannons Baseball is also brought to you by Carrington Homes, Fairfax Coin, Ridge Performance, Valley Drilling, Affinity Hair, Caseco, Lowers Risk Group, Lava Technologies, UPP, T-Mobile, Savage Pest Warfare, and Valley Energy. Thanks again to all the fine sponsors of Purcellville Cannons Baseball, and if you'd like to become a sponsor, find out more at PurcellvilleCannons.com. The Thrills. Here's the 1-0. Slade rocks it out to left field. This one going back. Will it stay in the park? It will not, and the Cannons walk it off. The excitement.
He kicks, fire, swinging a big strike 3, and you can put socks on that big gold trophy
Of Valley League Baseball. Check out Valley League action all summer long, culminating in the Valley League Championship Series in late July and August. The Valley Baseball League. Check it out today. Welcome back to Fireman's Field. Cannons scratch across 1 in the first. They lead Front Royal 1-0 going to the top of the second inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Cards. Kaler, Alvarez, and Santiago. As Kaler, another one of the Cardinals Valley League All-Stars. Here's the pitch from Enden, and that's on the outside corner for a strike. Cardinals had the night off last night. Cannons played as they had to make a game up. 0-1. That'll be hit out to center field, carrying a bit, but Smith has it in his sights and makes the catch for out number 1.
Next up for the Cardinals, the third baseman from
Jaquan Smith has some of the best tracking in the outfield that we've seen from any Cannon this year. It just always knows where the ball's going to be, always finds it in the air, and just it always feels safe when it's going towards him. You know, you don't think he's going to misplay it or fumble it.
And again, one heck of an outfield they had with him and Michael Gupton manning center and left. Gupton no longer with the Cannons. Bunt shown, put down, but it'll be well foul from Letty Alvarez on the season. Alvarez hitting .246 in 22 games. He joined the Cardinals about a week into the season, if memory serves. And on the year, he's got 2 extra base hits, a double and a homer, 5 RBI. Actually is third on the Cardinals in stolen bases. He has 12. He's been thrown out 3 times. So Cardinals like to run. Brody Popple, he's got 23 in the campaign. 0-1 pitch. That'll miss outside and low for ball 1.
I feel like Popple just does a little bit of everything for this team. I mean, he is an absolute stud when it comes to playing baseball. He does a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and he does it all well.
Important to have those guys on your team. Here is the 1-1 from Enden, as that will be popped up on the infield. As Kono going back, and he will call for it, make the catch on the outfield grass for out number 2.
Next up for the Cardinals, the first baseman.
Yeah, you're not going to see any of the infield players messing that up. We have such a solid defensive team here. You're not going to see them messing up a routine fly ball like that. And Ski Kono is the definition of fundamentals, of discipline. Him and Shin are both just such disciplined players.
Here's Macho Santiago, who'll take low for a ball. Yeah, you mentioned that, TJ. Both those guys, and reading up on them, have talked about and their upbringing in Japan. That's part of the game over there. Just so much fundamental and drill work. As the 1-0 coming, that's going to miss outside for a ball. And really, when you look at this Cannons season, and talking to Brett Fuller before the game, he agreed. So the big difference between some past Cannon teams and this year's team is this infield, especially the middle infield, as that's hit out to Smith. Going back, he has room in front of the fence, reaching up to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Another 1-2-3 frame for Soda Enden. We played 1.5. Cannons lead the Cardinals 1-0. Valley League Baseball is back, and the Purcellville Cannons would like to thank their sponsors for the 2024 season. Cannons Baseball is brought to you by The Pub, with locations in both Purcellville and Ashburn, and Catoctin Creek Distillery in the heart of downtown Purcellville. Cannons Baseball is also brought to you by Carrington Homes, Fairfax Coin, Ridge Performance, Valley Drilling, Affinity Hair, Caseco, Flowers Risk Group, Lava Technologies, UPP, T-Mobile, Savage Pest Warfare, and Valley Energy. Thanks again to all the fine sponsors of Purcellville Cannons Baseball. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, find out more at PurcellvilleCannons.com. The Thrills. Here's the 1-0. Slade rocks it out to left field. This one going back. Will it stay in the park? It will not! And the Cannons walk it off! The excitement.
He kicks, fire, swinging a strike 3. And you can put socks on that big gold trophy.
Of Valley League Baseball. Check out Valley League action all summer long, culminating in the Valley League Championship Series in late July and August. The Valley Baseball League. Check it out today. And welcome back to Fireman's Field. And as you can see, they're clearing and will soon be covering the field as we've got a pop-up storm. We were talking a little bit earlier on My Weather app, and TJ, My Weather app, not all that great, but it looked like there was a small cell going a little bit south of us toward the Leesburg area, which didn't look like it was going to hit here in Purcellville. And then it looked like a massive wave behind that probably would hit. Kind of were hoping to get maybe 5 or 6 innings in before that got here. But as of right now, it appears that we are dealing with a little bit more, though it looks like it's slowing down already as they're going to try to get the tarp out. Really, the big thing is they kind of got to get the mound covered. The mound is the issue here at Fireman's.
It's funny. I was looking at at a weather app online, and it said that it wasn't going to rain here till 9, but now it's raining here. And it's actually not raining in Leesburg now, but it's raining here. So who knows what weather app is right, if you can trust any of them, really. I mean, you never know.
We are expecting some high winds today. Those look like they're here.
Just stop.
But it does look like it might be stopping already. So I don't know what to tell you, folks. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick pause. You'll still see the game. But once they figure out what's happening, and maybe they can, as they've stopped now, even trying to put the tarp on because there's no rain anymore. So interesting. We'll see if they can get the umpires back out here and get restarted, because at this point it looks like they can play baseball. But we're going to take a quick pause. TJ and I will be back and let you know, but just keep an eye on your screen, as once baseball is back, we'll be back as well. And folks, the world's shortest rain delay has apparently ended as we had a quick cloudburst for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes, TJ. Then it just completely stopped.
I was going to say maybe 35 seconds, honestly. I mean, it was pouring down rain for a minute, and then it came back, and now it's bright skies, looks beautiful. I mean, the ball might be a little wet, the mound's going to be wet, but I think these guys are just looking to play through it and looking to have a good game of baseball tonight.
So hopefully, like we said, the target with possibly some weather behind this is to get 5 innings in. That's an official game. Cannons have been stymied twice this year in games they were leading. They got it on the road, got the game with a lead to the bottom of the 5th inning, couldn't complete the game before a rain out. So hoping to get that right now as they have a 1-0 lead. Delivering is Ruggieri inside to Jaquan Smith. Smith coming off a 1-for-4 last night against Newmarket. Here comes Ruggieri's 1-0 as Jaquan takes high for ball 2.
This is another guy who swinged at a lot of stuff in the beginning of the season and now is a very picky batter and sees a lot more pitches.
2-0. As Smith takes high for ball 3. Now, during his warm-ups, Ruggieri looked like he was having a little bit of issue with control. We know the Fireman's Field mound can get a little wet and could be problems for pitchers as that misses up high. So a 4-pitch walk from Ruggieri to Jaquan Smith as the Cannons have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 2nd.
And not just a leadoff man, maybe the most dangerous person to have on base just because of his speed. If Slade can get a good hit here, I mean, you don't know how fast Jaquan can go. You don't know how far he can run. He could get home on a basic hit.
Ruggieri comes set. Smith takes off on first move, throw down, and Jaquan is safe at second base as John Martin gives the safe sign, and Jaquan going on first move gets himself into scoring position. So now runner in scoring position for Jake Slade.
And that's Jaquan Smith's 13th stolen base of the season.
Almost going and nobody at second base, so Ruggieri steps off but can't make the throw as Jaquan was going to try and swipe 2 bags on 2 pitches. Coming into this game, Slade on the year hitting .237. Here comes the 1-0. Jake fouls it away. Interesting thing with Slade, he is a local kid out of Purcellville, went to Loudon Valley High School, came up and said hello in the booth before the game, and Jake said, I had to ask him, I said, so have you ever played here before? Did you guys play here before they moved away? They built a high school field at the local high school where he played just across town. And he said, never played here in my life before the Cannons, as he'll foul this one away. Count will go to 1-2. And I said, really? And he goes, yes. I said, I think he said that the only time a team he played on this field was maybe middle school ball, and he happened to be injured that game or sick. One of the two couldn't play. And again, as someone who's about a decade older than, or maybe more, and a decade, maybe a generation, I should say, older than Jake, it was just unfathomable for me that he wouldn't have played a game at Fireman's Field growing up here in Purcellville. 1-2 pitch, Slade takes low, count goes to 2-2. And he even admitted, he said, look, that's part of the reason I was really happy to come here and play this year, was to finally get a chance to play on Fireman's Field, a place I've been going to since I was a little kid. Here comes the 2-2, and that'll be hit out to left field. As going back, a little more carry than expected. That's off the wall. Smith had to hold up. He'll score easily with all that speed, throwing to third base, and Jake Slade almost had his second homer of the year as he just missed it, hit halfway up on the fence in left, but Slade with an RBI double puts the Cannons up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd.
And Slade absolutely smacked that. That was an absolute amazing hit. And Slade, he's not one to hit that far. He has that home run earlier this season, but he has not been a heavy slugger so far for the Cannons this year. So a hit like that changes his momentum throughout the game.
Here's David Sorg showing bunt, pulls it back and takes a strike. Interesting with Sorg there. Again, David comes into the season hitting .211. His extra base hits, 3 doubles. Ruggieri brings the 0-1. Breaking ball swung over top of by Sorg. Count goes 0-2.
I always find it interesting when a 6'6" guy shows a bunt with a man on second. Just not what you expect, but if you can lay him down and get bases, that's what's important.
Third baseman is back deep. 0-2 pitch. Sorg will take one that bounces in the dirt about 3 feet in front of home plate. Gavin Braylon is on deck. Jake Slade out at second base after his RBI double. Cannons have the 2-0 lead on Front Royal here at Fireman's Field. Ruggieri, as Slade dances off second, delivers. That's in the dirt, kicks away, and Slade will trot down to third base. So the Cannons have a runner at third base with nobody out. So Sorg, with a 2-2 count now, has a fly ball in play to score a run. Popple behind home plate tonight, getting beat up. Again, we talked about it before. Ruggieri, most of his action this year has been as a position player, though he has had a few games as a pitcher. 2-2. Sorg takes, and he's frozen by that breaking ball. Great pitch by Ruggieri to get the big strikeout for the first out of the inning.
I mean, just a great pitch there. Sorg not expecting that really in the bag, I think, of Ruggieri as someone who doesn't pitch as often. So seeing something like that come at you can be off-putting for a batter.
Here comes the number 9 hitter, the youngster Gavin Braylon. Here's the pitch as Braylon will foul it straight back for strike 1. Braylon headed into the University of South Carolina, but he is looked like a veteran here in the Valley this year, hitting almost 300 on the year. Checking in, coming in at 298, only one extra base hit, that a double. Here's the 0-1, and Braylon takes low for a ball. Ruggieri's 1-1, that'll miss outside for ball 2. And Ruggieri at Penn has only been a hitter, has not pitched for the Quakers. So seeing some time on the mound. 2-1, that's fouled away. Count goes 2-2. He's from the Potomac School, as we have a bird fly in between the screen and our booth.
I thought it was going to come in here for a second. That would have been a whole other adventure.
Are you versed in bird law?
No.
Okay. 2-2 pitch. That'll be way outside.
Unfortunately, aviaries do not, they're not really my specialty.
Okay.
Yeah.
3-2 coming up as Braylon, with that runner on third base, trying to get him in. Infield is in for Front Royal. Payoff pitch as Braylon stays alive as he fouls it off himself in the box. Of course, tonight, Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Did you watch the Home Run Derby last night?
I watched all of it. It was, Pete, there were some players there that, like, you're just like, what are you doing, like, not hitting more home runs to these softball pitches? You're in the MLB.
Payoff pitch again as Braylon will not strike out as the appeal down to Paul Wills says no swing on that big pink bat. So Braylon heads down to first base with a walk, and Cannons on the corners with only one out. Back to the top of the lineup and Ski Kono.
Ski Kono saw 2 strikes and he swung at his last at-bat, went straight over to the third baseman, Letty Alvarez, who got him out at first.
And now time called as Popple will go out and talk to his pitcher.
Sorry, fly ball actually, not out at first.
So they will talk this one over, and now they will bring in the second baseman, White, as well as now the entire infield will come in as they'll talk a little strategy likely to see how they're going to play this if Braylon takes off. So, again, also the issue becomes with Kono at the plate always, and we mean always, a threat to bunt, as he's one of the best bunters, if not the best bunter I've seen with the Cannons. So
he practices a lot in BP. It's one of his things that he works on a lot. And, you know, talking to some of these Japanese players, they say people in America don't work nearly as hard. You're not training all day like you are in Japan.
Here's the pitch as Kono will take it off the hand.
Ooh.
And it is going to be a hit by pitch. Thought it might have caught the knob, but Kono right now going to bring him back and going to say it's a foul ball. Wow. And now Brett Fuller's going to come out and talk to Matt Martin. As it didn't sound like it caught the knob. It sounded like it caught the bat, but at this point, I don't know what you're going to do if you're Matt Martin. Going to change the call if you see a lump on the hand. And now Brian Worth going to come over and, again, put his 2 cents in. Now the umpires are going to come together. And, yeah, again, this kind of has to be it's a hit by pitch or it's not. Now Matt Martin's going to send Brian Worth back, and now the rain's going to pick up again. You know, we had heard that some of the forecasts had said it was supposed to rain for another 30 minutes when that started the previous cell, and it stopped. Now it looks like it's back, and the umpire's talking this over as Kono tries to get a little feeling back in that hand. And they're going to call it a foul ball, so a painful foul ball for Ski Kono. As the rain is whipped up again, we've seen the trees start blowing. Wild night at the ballpark, TJ.
Absolutely, and Kono's shaking his head in disapproval there, saying, I cannot believe that's not a hit by pitch.
Throw over and easily back is Braylon.
Yeah, I don't think they need to worry too much about Braylon stealing bases. He hasn't attempted a single stolen base all season. He's not one to do so.
Trying to keep him close. Let's see if Kono changes the approach with the dinged hand as he will swing it one high and inside. Snap throw down to third base. Back safely is Slade as the count goes to 0-2.
Great pop-up time there by Brody Popple. I mean, that's why he was the all-star starting catcher for the North in the all-star game.
0-2. That's going to get past the catcher. Coming home, it's Slade. He will slide in, no throw, as Braylon down to second base. And the Cannons now with a 3-0 lead on the wild pitch by Ruggieri. So still one out. 1-2 is the count. As Kono will step back in. And again, at this point, Cannons can't afford any injuries. If the OP's okay. Here's the 1-2, and that's going to miss outside for ball 2. Count goes to 2-2 with Shin away on deck. Two, and swung on and missed by Kono for strike 3. So 2 outs in the inning, as that'll bring Inouye to the plate. Looking to add on to that league-leading run total, RBI total, I should say.
He's only up by 1 single RBI right now in the entire league, but in the North, he leads by 3. Had to make sure my math is right.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be in the outside corner for a strike. I know that Harrisonburg group, a lot of those guys had some high RBI totals, and I think Kono really benefited when he was hitting 2 and Caleb Freeman was hitting 1. Freeman with all those walks, getting on base for his middle infielder to drive him in. Here's the 0-1. That's going to miss outside. Count goes to 1-1. 3-0 lead for the Cannons here in Purcellville as they come into the night 1.5 games back of Strasburg for top spots in the Valley League North. Remember, top 3 teams in the division make the postseason. 1-1 pitch, and that's hit out to right field. Going back is Coughlin, and he will watch it fly. Home run for Shin Inouye as he jumps on a pitch from Ruggieri for the 2-run homer. He adds on as the Cannons now have a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
You know, we were talking about RBIs and how he's going to get some more. That's how you get more, by just absolutely slamming a pitch. We were talking about how he's locked in before the game. You know, there's some people watching, important people in his family and in his life for his future watching and here today. And Shin said he was locked in this morning when I asked him how he's feeling. He said, I'm ready, I'm locked in. And that's exactly what happens when he's ready and he's playing at his peak, is he hits home runs.
He did here, especially at the cozy confines of right field at Fireman's Field. Inouye goes deep, and Brian Worth out to make the pitching change. We'll tell you about the new pitcher after this. Cannons lead at 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Valley League Baseball is back, and the Purcellville Cannons would like to thank their sponsors for the 2024 season. Cannons Baseball is brought to you by The Pub, with locations in both Purcellville and Ashburn, and Catoctin Creek Distillery in the heart of downtown Purcellville. Cannons Baseball is also brought to you by Carrington Homes, Fairfax Coin, Ridge Performance, Valley Drilling, Affinity Hair, Caseco, Lowers Risk Group, Lava Technologies, UPP, T-Mobile, Savage Pest Warfare, and Valley Energy. Thanks again to all the fine sponsors of Purcellville Cannons Baseball, and if you'd like to become a sponsor, find out more at PurcellvilleCannons.com. The Thrills. Here's the 1-0. Slade rocks it out to left field. This one going back. Will it stay in the park? It will not! And the Cannons walk it off! The excitement.
He kicks, fire, swinging to
There it
strike
is.
3. And you can put socks on that big gold trophy.
Of Valley League Baseball. Check out Valley League action all summer long, culminating in the Valley League Championship Series in late July and August. The Valley Baseball League. Check it out today. New pitcher on the hill, and maybe quite fitting as it's Open Championship week. It's Patty McGonigal, the 6-foot junior righty out of Western Carolina University. On the season, McGonigal 0-2 with a 3.60 ERA. 7 games, only 1 start, 1 save for McGonigal, 15 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 13 walks, 12 hits allowed. His last outing came on July 12th against Strasburg, worked an inning and 2/3, walked 2, struck out 1 in an 11-2 loss against the Strasburg Express. So Caleb Freeman steps in with nobody on and 2 outs as the Cannons with a 5-0 lead as Inouye cleared the decks with the 2-run homer. Here's the pitch from McGonigal. That'll miss up high for ball 1 as we do have some rain falling right now. Not as hard as it was earlier, so probably with all the dry conditions, we'll just kind of wet things down a little bit. Here's the 1-0 as Freeman off the end of the bat. Could be trouble as Alvarez has to pick it up, and he throws, and no chance to get Freeman. So the off the end of the bat, swinging bunt works perfectly for Caleb, and the Cannons keep the inning going with a man on here in the bottom of the second.
Just an absolute dribbler off the bat. I mean, there was no reason for him to really get a base hit there, but instead, somehow, Caleb Freeman always seems to get on base, whether it be a walk, a hit by pitch, or a dribbler like that, or an absolute smash of a hit. Freeman always ends up on base.
Here's Lincoln Pack. He'll take on the inside corner for a strike. Pack with one of those 2 back-to-back singles. He and RJ for call. Kept the inning going as the Cannons scored one with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-1 as that'll be fouled away, and quickly Lincoln down 0-2.
Freeman actually leads the Cannons in on-base percentage with just under 500. So, I mean, he is just, like I said, always finding his way onto that first base.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Freeman again, 42 walks on the year as Caleb got too far off the bag and McGonigal steps off. So again, Freeman takes his lead. McGonigal looking for the put away here on 0-2. He delivers as Pack takes outside for ball 1. Yeah, you talk about Caleb Freeman on the season. 42 walks coming into the night. He's got 25 RBI, 7 hit by pitches. Only a 2.23 average, which seems like an anomaly, I should say. I was going to say something. I don't even know what it was coming out of my mouth there.
Anomaly is the right word, I think.
It is, but like that wasn't what was coming out first. Who knows? Let's do the 1-2 as the rain's starting to fall a little more steadily. Here's the pitch as Pack takes high for ball 2.
So Freeman with 42 walks. Do you know the next closest in the entire league is 27 with a guy from Winchester Royals, Moss.
Runner goes as Pack will pop it up on the hit and run. This will get out of play and make a loud crash in the third base stands. Yeah, and again, Summer League baseball, not normally about walks, but
Yeah.
Freeman trying to make sure, I believe, that just he's seeing good pitches, and if he's not getting good pitches, you don't want to swing. So he has been able to get on base this year and show patience to the tune of 42 walks. So here comes the 2-2 from McGonigal. And hunched over delivery. He delivers as that'll be hit out to right center field. Headed over his catch-up in the gap, and he will make the catch in front of the giant Fireman's Field scoreboard. But Cannons put up a 4-spot capped off by the in-away 2-run homer. We played 2 at Fireman's. Purcellville up on Front Royal 5-0. Valley League Baseball is back, and the Purcellville Cannons would like to thank their sponsors for the 2024 season. Cannons Baseball is brought to you by The Pub, with locations in both Purcellville and Ashburn, and Catoctin Creek Distillery in the heart of downtown Purcellville. Cannons Baseball is also brought to you by Carrington Homes, Fairfax Coin, Ridge Performance, Valley Drilling, Affinity Hair, Case Co, Flowers Risk Group, Lava Technologies, UPP, T-Mobile, Savage Pest Warfare, and Valley Energy. Thanks again to all the fine sponsors of Purcellville Cannons Baseball, and if you'd like to become a sponsor, find out more at PurcellvilleCannons.com. The Thrills. Here's the 1-0. Slade rocks it out to left field. This one going back. Will it stay in the park? It will not! And the Cannons walk it off! The excitement.
He kicks, fires, swinging to
There it
strike
is.
3, and you can put socks on that big gold trophy.
Of Valley League Baseball. Check out Valley League action all summer long, culminating in the Valley League Championship Series in late July and August. The Valley Baseball League. Check it out today. Rain's starting to fall a little harder. Cannons with a 5-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. As so far, Soda Indian has faced the minimum. And are we going off again?
Looks.
Okay, so it looks like we are going into another rain delay, I assume. So,
But everyone just, it looked like that might be calling it because everyone just like hugged goodbye, it seemed.
I think Gavin Braylon must know somebody in that dugout because it looks like the Cannons are going for a tarp again. I could be wrong. And I think the Cannons now looking up at the sky as it looks like it's slowed down again. So
Let's just hope the umps stay out here because when they go back there, that's when it takes a longer time. I mean,
yeah, I mean, at this point, TJ, it feels like that this is just going to be this way for the next few hours. It's going to have these cloud bursts, and then we're going to go right back to being either no rain or very minimal rain and just kind of ping-pong back and forth. They're bringing out a tarp right now, but honestly, I don't know exactly what a tarp is going to do at this point because it looks like it stopped raining again.
yeah. And you can see even Copley, the head coach or Coach Copley out there, putting his hands up like it's not raining. We don't need the tarp anymore. Let's just keep playing. As that seems to be what everyone's thought process here is I don't think people like to stop and go.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it looks like they're going to say take the tarp back. And if you're the Cannons and if you're Front Royal, they're looking at some weather apps right now, and I don't know if there's some thunder or lightning coming, but we were – at least what we saw, at least I saw on my weather app, it appeared there was a cell that was going to go, looked like it was going to go south. Maybe that's what's hitting us now. But then there was a big cell behind it that looked like that was going to be a game ender or at least a lengthy delay. So if you're Purcellville, and honestly, even if you're Front Royal, so you don't have to make this one up, you probably want to keep going. But, again, you can only do so much. We got Director of Ops Jim Singas out there with a cell phone, as sure he's checking a weather app. Brian Worth from Front Royal talking to the umpires. And
yeah, the next hour forecast looks like it's just going to be a little bit of rain for the next like 35, 45 minutes. And then it should be good the rest of the night, hopefully. Again, we don't fully know. We obviously can't predict the weather to a perfect tee, especially just me and you sitting in here without the proper instruments. But
now, a little bad news as Ski Kono has left the game and Gage Adams has come in at second base. So you kind of have to hope that it was only a bruise. But after that pitch on the hand, Cannons can ill afford to lose anybody, but especially Kono, who on a team where the batting has not been what they would like, the defense has, and he's been a key part of that. So right now, still in a little bit of a delay here as Brian Worth talking to the umpires. Cannons putting some cleat cleaners on the back of the mound, and Front Royal batters are ready to go.
oh, the internet just crashed.
Well, that's not wonderful.
That means the
I guess
stream.
there'll be some story time tonight. Oh, yeah, there's no
Well,
stream,
I
I
don't know.
guess.
Yeah, if there's no internet, there's no stream, so. Ah, shit.
Let's not curse on the air there, TJ. But
Sorry.
the looks like that, yeah, if we're still not broadcasting, folks, we apologize. So, but as Indon will try to go back and take some warm-up tosses. Take a quick pause. So actually, at second base, Devin McEachron will be at second base tonight, as we have seen second baseman Ski Kono leave the game after hit by pitch. So, and looks like we're about to get going again as Indon wraps up his warm-ups and will get the mud out of his cleats, and we will, after another extremely short rain delay, looks like we'll be back in action. So thanks for sticking with us, folks, as 7-8-9 for Front Royal. Cooper Milford, Van Coughlin, and Thomas White, your scheduled batters for the Cardinals here in the top of the third inning. Cannon's trying to get in 5 as they have a 5-0 lead. Here's the pitch as that'll be hit out towards center field. Coming in now, it'll be taken as a snow cone catch by Inouye. Calling off McEachron late and stuck the glove out, made the catch. The snow cone for Inouye to record the first out.
Inouye there with the new second baseman, Devin McEachron. He was apologizing, thinking he stole his play, but as long as you get the out, I think that's what's most important. But
pitch from Indon, and that is on the inside corner for a strike to Van Coughlin. Coughlin in right field tonight. Here's the pitch, and Soto on the outside corner for strike 2. Coughlin on the year hitting just 132. Breeze blowing through right now. Wind's kicking up a bit. 0-2 pitch. That's in the dirt. And appeal down to first base. No swing, says umpire Paul Wills. We did hear that there would be some high wind warnings tonight. Could get up to 60 degrees, so that could be a thing, especially if we're still able to play ball, depending on how this weather holds. 1-2. That's hit out to shortstop. Funky hop as Inouye throws over and gets out number 2.
Inouye having a phenomenal defensive game in this inning, as he hasn't seen the ball yet. He hasn't been tested at all, but a snow cone catch and a great little hop, a great read on a weird hop there to get the out.
It's important, you know, you talk about fundamentals, and that's big in spots with weird plays. Be in the right spot, being in the right position to adjust if the ball takes a weird bounce, as that's high for ball 1 to Thomas White.
You know, when I played soccer, we had a rule, you know, have 2 pieces of your body in front of it, and I feel like Shin Inouye embodies that at shortstop. When he goes to collect a ball with a weird bounce, he always puts his glove and his hand behind it, and he even has his chest behind it. So even if it bounces up, it's still hitting him so he can collect.
1-0 pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. Now, right now, Indon pitching very well, but does seem a little bit preoccupied with that mud in his spikes, as anyone would be. Here's the 1-1. That's swung on and missed for strike 2, and so to Indon right now in the zone. Takes off the hat as he's looking for another 1-2-3 inning here. On deck, Chandler Ketchup. Indon delivers the 1-2, and that will miss outside. Count goes to 2-2.
Just cleaning the dirt out of his cleats there. Trying to make sure he has enough spot for his landing.
Here comes some more rain. Kind of gone all day like this. 2-2. And that's in the dirt. And now Indon will go to a full count.
His first of the night.
As Soto asks for a new ball. Elsewhere in the valley tonight, in the north, Newmarket up on Strasburg 4-3, top of 4. Winchester and Woodstock listed as in pregame. Payoff pitch. And that'll be fouled away. Tough to tell what the valley, that could be in a delay or could still be going through pre-games or could have been delayed earlier. Of course, that Newmarket Strasburg game big for the Cannons. If they can get a win tonight, get through 5 innings to get a win tonight and have Strasburg fall, get a little closer. Payoff pitch again, as that's in there for strike 3 as he freezes White, as Soto Indon has faced the minimum through 3. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Cannons up 5-0 on Front Royal.
Valley League Baseball is back, and the Purcellville Cannons would like to thank their sponsors for the 2024 season. Cannons Baseball is brought to you by The Pub, with locations in both Purcellville and Ashburn, and Catoctin Creek Distillery in the heart of downtown Purcellville. Cannons Baseball is also brought to you by Carrington Homes, Fairfax Coin, Ridge Performance, Valley Drilling, Affinity Hair, Case Co, Lowers Risk Group, Lava Technologies, UPP, T-Mobile, Savage Pest Warfare, and Valley Energy. Thanks again to all the fine sponsors of Purcellville Cannons Baseball. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, find out more at PurcellvilleCannons.com. The Thrills. Here's the 1-0. Slade rocks it out to left field. This one going back. Will it stay in the park? It will not! And the Cannons walk it off! The excitement.
He kicks, fire, swinging to
There it
strike
is.
3. And you can put socks on that big gold trophy.
Of Valley League Baseball. Check out Valley League action all summer long, culminating in the Valley League Championship Series in late July and August. The Valley Baseball League. Check it out today.
5-0 Cannons lead, as it'll be for Call, Smith, and Slade 5, 6, and 7 here in the bottom of the third inning. Patty McGonigal stays on after getting the final out of the second inning. McGonigal, again, out of Western Carolina University. Has played 3 seasons for the Catamounts. So McGonigal, as he looks into for call and delivers, as he will miss outside for ball 1. Ridge Fuller a little late getting out to his spot in the third base coaching box. 1-0. That's low for ball 2. McGonigal, this is his first year in the Valley. Played in 2022 in the Coastal Plain. Here's the 2-0. That will miss. The reason I mentioned that, TJ, looking at his bio at Western Carolina, said he was expected to pitch for Covington in 2022, but all records I see he did not. So definitely a different experience, Covington and Front Royal, as that is on the outside corner for strike 1. Covington, the most remote of the Valley cities. Here's the 3-1 and a swing and a miss for strike 2. Of course, got some sizable towns in the Valley. Of course, Winchester, Purcellville, not the biggest town, but when you factor in Leesburg just down the road. Also Harrisonburg, obviously. Charlottesville. 3-2. As that's fouled back.
You know, cities, places, areas.
I mean,
I'm familiar.
They're not metropolises, but you know they're sizable, especially Charlottesville. Of course, a lot bigger when UVA's in session than when it's not. So, of course, the surrounding areas. I have a bunch of friends that live in suburbs of Charlottesville. Payoff pitch, as for call, will get a piece of it down the line as Santiago gives chase, but goes foul. So we'll do it all again.
Third time's the charm.
Here in the bottom of the third inning, as the Cannons with a 5-0 lead trying to beat the weather. So you've already had 2 very short rain delays in this one as RJ fouls it back.
Fourth time's the charm? Maybe?
Well, we hope good things happen here, but at this point.
I think that's what I was saying. I was
for some
rooting
closure.
for.
No,
Yeah.
I thought you were too, but
I root for the Cannons typically.
I should hope so. Here comes that 3-2 pitch, and that's going to get to the backstop for ball 4. Now, again, I guess we shouldn't divulge your secret identity. I guess that would let the kiddies down, I would think.
I shouldn't say that I'm an intern for the Cannons, or
No, not that part, but your actual secret identity.
Oh,
yeah, I think we should leave that one.
All right.
So Furcal reaches on the walk as Jaquan Smith comes to home plate. They'll throw that ball out, and new one coming.
He didn't like that one. He needed a fresh ball that wasn't wet, so it doesn't slip.
Jaquan, first time up, walks. Came around to score on the Jake Slade RBI double, as this will be in there for strike 1. Mentioned it before, Cannons come into the night, game and a half back of Strasburg in the Valley League North. Only a week left of the season. 0-1, as that'll be hit past second baseman White into right field. As for call, we'll head into second base, and on at first is Jaquan Smith.
Jaquan Smith with a little celebration running past the Cannons bench, showboating that he gets another hit tonight, or gets a hit tonight, as he wants to, showboat, as he will be leaving the Cannons soon. But, he's just wanting to have fun while he's out there. You can appreciate it.
Here comes Jake Slade. With 2 men on and nobody out, Slade already with an RBI double tonight, as he will take one off his elbow guard, and he'll head down to first base on the hit by pitch.
Bases are now loaded from a walk, a hit by pitch, and a good hit by Jaquan Smith. David Sorg could get some some more movement here for the Cannons, get some traction going. I don't know why the scoreboard says he has 1 strike.
So Sorg to the plate. Remember, we mentioned it earlier. He has the 3 extra base hits, all doubles, no homers for Sorg this year. What a time it would be to get one right here. Here's the pitch by McGonigal, as that will miss for ball 1.
I think every kid dreams of spots. Every baseball player dreams of a spot like this, you know, like a good game where the bases are loaded, you're at the bat, no outs, hitting the home run for the team.
McGonigal delivers. That will be low for ball 2, and McGonigal not happy with Matt Martin. Kind of mouth, come on, man. Right now in this game, rain impending. He was hoping, hey, can we move this one along? Give me something on the outside corner. 2-0 pitch as Sorg will swing at that one, and that'll be out of play for ball 1.
I think more realistically, though, players will walk here. They'll be smart. They won't swing at just anything. You don't want to waste an opportunity like this with all 3 men, with the bases loaded and no outs. You got to play smart.
Rain picking up once again. McGonigal delivers as Sorg takes for strike 2. So count even at deuces as Gavin Braylon on deck. Braylon with a walk earlier tonight. Sorg a strikeout, 1 of 2 for starter Andrew Ruggieri. Long look in, and there's our lightning, and that's going to bring us to a delay. So we're trying, folks, but baseball being tough to play tonight. A game the Cannons really could love to get in. Right now, they're going to have some trouble. So we're going to pause until this will be at least 15 minutes and probably longer. So keep tuning in on our Facebook page, or on our YouTube page, I should say, and check this one out. When the game does come back on, TJ is going to take you through the rest of it. I'm going to bid you all adieu. Again, Cannons with the 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.